This is Leo from the Monkeys Making Misplaced channel. We are back. I know we've probably been here and there for quite a bit. We've just had a lot of things going on in our lives, so we apologize for that. But we are back. We've got a lot of the DivineZ decks pretty much all ready for doing deck profiles and recording. We are still missing a couple things. We still need to finish Raziel, which became a lot harder because of the promo Sargeon, I don't remember, the grade 1. We were only able to get 2 out of all the stuff we got, and we still need to get that Minerva order. So if we want to play the most optimal list of it, we do need those. I was talking with Kat, and we might just do a budget list to, for all the people who can't afford all those things. I mean, with the Typhefall, that promo, and the Minerva order. And the Minerva order, I think, is like $3. I mean, it is a rare, right? So that's 12 bucks. And then the dogs are all between 18 to 20. So that's another $80. And then the Typhefalls, I believe, are also somewhere between the 15 to 20 range. So you're looking at another 60 to 80. So that's a lot of money for that deck. So we might just do some sort of budget list and then play that against a Varga list, which I'll be playing Varga. I actually really enjoyed the deck. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would. But for this week, we're doing the faded one of Guiding Star Blitz Arms Welstra versus the faded one of Ever Changing Chris Rain, which will be what Kat will be profiling on Wednesday. I've played Welstra before on the channel, obviously not this one because this is the new one. I did talk a little bit about it when I did the Divine Skill and the set breakdowns, which you can watch on our channel. But I do like this new Welstra. It's definitely cool. I do like that we don't have to use as many resources, although there's still quite a bit of resource usage in the deck. This new Welstra only requires a CB 1 time, and then after that requires only an Energy Blast 2, which is pretty easy to get done in this deck. So we'll quickly go over this new Welstra. When it attacks a Vanguard, you can Energy Blast 2 to choose a product from your order zone and operate it, and then get its plus 10k until the end of the battle. And then it's got the Divine Skill, which are once per game abilities, where you can, for Welstra, you can Counterblast 1, choose up to 2 product cards from your hand with different names, you put them into the order zone, and then if you put 2, you get to operate one of them for free. So a cool way to cheat something like Freischütz Maximum into play. Very cool. We also did get a new ride line that does kind of help this game plan quite a bit. The grade 1 lets you search for product with the grade equal to or less than your opponent's Vanguard when it's rode upon by the grade 2. So if you're going first, you can get yourself one of the kennels, and if you're going second, you can get yourself one of the grade 2, what is it called? The Lubetzels, right? And then when Uber has the ability to operate one just like his old form for an Energy Blast 3, and then when he's rode upon with by a Welstra with Divine Skill, you can Soul Blast 1 and discard a card to search your deck for 2 product cards with different names, add them to your hand. So very good ride line, honestly, a quite good upgrade for the OG Welstra. Not that the old ride line was awful in itself, it's just that this is actually quite a good improvement. Obviously you can't play this with the old Welstra, but you could definitely play the grade 1 if you really wanted to. Then moving on from the ride line, we're going to look at the main deck. Obviously we've got 3 copies of Blitz Arms Welstra in the main deck to get that Persona ride, and then we are going to talk about the products now. So for products, I am playing a total of 10 products. We are playing 2 of the new Uranthe? I don't remember the name. I don't know the pronunciation that well. But when it's put into order zone, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Welstra in its card name, you can draw a card and energy charge 3. Then to operate it, it has to be operated during your battle phase by the ability of a Vanguard with Welstra in its card name with Divine Skill. If it was not put into the order zone this turn, you choose one of your opponent's rear guards, retire it, then you choose one of your opponent's Vanguards, and then until end of turn it gets minus 10k, and if your opponent's damage zone had 4 or less, you deal a damage. Very cool card, right? It essentially gets your opponent to to 5 damage if they're at 4, right? Essentially being able to ping a damage every battle phase. Essentially you can Divine Skill, play one of these, and then play a Freischütz Maximum, which is the other grade 3 product we play, and now you have multi-attack with the Freischütz Maximum, so you can at least get a 4th attack, a 5th if you already have the other one, or you can just get one of these and you get to draw a card, you get to energy charge, and then you just get some free retire right away, right? You retire this with your you retire something with your the Freischütz Maximum. Sorry, it's been a while since I've recorded deck profile, so I'm a little rusty. So we play 2 of each of these just because we only ever kind of need one in the order zone. You don't have to have anything specific for this one, like the Fresh Maximum that said you cannot play it from hand. This one you can, so it's just a nice way to get some extra. Then we play 3 copies of Welstra, another way to draw a card. You know, Soul Charge 1. The operator ability to check top 5, call a card, or if it's operated during the battle phase, draw a card. Always good to recur some hand. Not a new card, so nothing too crazy there. And then we've got 3 copies of Mobile Kennel Eingarten. It's very good discard fodder, which is primarily why we put it in here. You can just use this to discard to write up. You can either put it into soul to get that extra soul. You can put it into the order zone if you want to just have the option of operating this. I don't think you're really ever going to do that, but it is an option, right? You get to have that available. And that's all the products we're playing. Now we're going to move on to the rest of the normal units. So we've got a full set of Freiheit. The card that makes this deck completely unbudget is this Freiheit, pretty much. This card is very expensive because it's very good and it's very generic. So it just lets you counterblast 1, discard a card, search your deck for a card the same name as your Vanguard or up to 1 product, and just add it to your hand. It's, you know, it's just essentially it gets you Persona right. That's the great part of it. And then in this deck specifically, if you have Vanguard with Welstra, when it attacks a Vanguard, you can Soul Blast 2 to choose a product from your order zone and then operate it. So it's another battle phase operator to get us, you know, Freiheit Maximum trigger or anything like that. So that's why you play the full set. This card is one of the cards that it's kind of hard to be like, oh, replace it with something else, because you really want this. It lets you cheat the Freiheit Maximum into the order zone, things like that. So hard to really argue against playing it. Then we're playing 2 copies of Virginia. It's a main phase operator. When it's placed on rear field Vanguard with Welstra, you can counterblast 1 and choose a product from your order zone and operate it. Always cool, but it's got a cool ability where it can sit on like a rear guard, like a back row rear guard, and then when a product in your order zone is operated by another card's ability, you can Soul Blast 2 to draw a card. So this is pretty good. You could even play the it's the grade 1 promo, the I think her name's like Blitz something Muna. It was a grade 1 that they play in prison a lot. I just don't like that one because that one only triggers when you call something from your order zone to rear, which does happen with this deck obviously, but sometimes you're just going to want to draw a card right in like the main phase or something, and you're usually not calling from order zone to rear guard during the main phase. So that's why I kind of like her a little bit better, as well as her having the option of being some main phase operate is always nice. Then we have 2 copies of a new card, and that is Troll. During our turn, if your order zone has a product, she gains +5, so she's a 15k attacker, which is pretty good. And then when it attacks a Vanguard, if you have Vanguard with Welstra and DivineZ skill, you can counterblast 1 to operate a product. So another battle phase operator. This one does cost a CB, but we are a little bit more free to use CB in this deck, since, you know, we have quite a bit of countercharging, which we're going to talk about next. But you could definitely fix or change the ratios. I think this deck is going to be incredibly fun to personalize to your own playstyle. This is what I have, but definitely it's not the final build for me. You know, I'm probably going to play this. I'm going to get more cards. I'm going to get some a bunch more testing. We've only tested these decks, you know, maybe for about 2 weeks since we got them done for the set releasing. But I think you could you know, build your own version and play the cards or play the ratios that you'd like, and you'd have a lot of fun with this deck. Then we move on to the grade 1s, which again, this is my personal preference, but I do like having a lot of resources. So we're playing a full set of Bulbamine. So it's just at the end of battle boost, if your order is in a set order, you put it into your soul and countercharge 1. And then we're playing a full set or 3 copies of Sortian, which is when a grade 2 or greater product put it to your order zone, you put it into soul and countercharge 1. This one is just an optional one that you can choose to have go into the order zone or not. I like having a lot of countercharging so that we are free to do as much CP as we want. That's kind of why I said that we are a little bit more free, because I'm still playing the full set of countercharging. I did go down 1 Sortian. I was playing the full 8, but I did go down 1 Sortian. I also went down 1 Lubetzel. I was originally playing the full 4, but I did want to add at least 2 copies of Schwarzer Ains, which is when a grade 2 or greater set order is put into your order zone, you can put it into soul to draw a card. Just some extra card draw, some extra soul, always really nice. So that's kind of why I played 2 copies of this. You could definitely bump this up. I've seen people play a lot more of this and no sorting, so you could definitely do something like that if you want to just draw a lot of cards. But I'm not a huge fan of blind draws in Vanguard, unless, you know, like that's what your deck's about, right? But I do like thinning as much as possible. You know, I like selective card drawing, you know, things like that. So that's why I'm only playing 2 copies of it. It has come in handy sometimes, drawing me into, you know, an attacker or something like that, which is pretty good. And then the last normal unit we've got are just the 4 PGs. I don't have the Blitz one on me, but if you do, just play it. In the game we do this Friday, I'll probably change this out for the Blitz one, just so that we have it. And then for triggers, I'm playing, you know, rank 8 over trigger. It's so good. Just double power, double crit. Hard to beat that. Then I'm playing a full set of draws because I want to draw into the things I need as consistently and as often as possible. So that's why I have this here, as well as being good pitch fodder for things like Freiheit and Uber in the red line. That's kind of why I like doing this. Have access to as many pieces as you can. In the early game, you can use these to guard a little bit more because you're not that worried about losing, right? The draw trigger. Then we're playing 7 critical with the Vanguard relying less on or with the deck relying less on like your Vanguard getting huge, because your Welstra is only ever going to really be 23k. Obviously you're going to neg your opponent's Vanguard down. I did cut down from 8 crit to 7. You could definitely change it to 3 draw, 8 crit, but I do like 7. I do like this. I do like having more draws in the deck to be able to pitch more effectively, not have to worry about things like that. Then the last thing we have are 4 heal triggers, just playing the regular heals. Nothing too crazy here. The deck overall for me has been incredibly fun. You know, I do enjoy the most brand gate decks, so this deck obviously I was gonna enjoy. I love Welstra ever since he came out back in, was it set 8? God, that was a long time ago. I can't remember now, but you know, he came out a long time ago, and it's actually been a hell of a lot of fun playing the deck, especially this new iteration of it. I'm probably gonna do more testing. I'm probably gonna have even more fine-tuning to come along, but since we did want to get a list out, this should be a good jumping off point for a lot of people. This should give you at least, you know, some vague idea of what you want to do. Then tomorrow, keep an eye out for this short where we'll just do the deck profile quickly. If you don't want to wait, that's what we do those for. But this has been Leo. I thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.